Hey, everybody, welcome to Pink Shade. It is TLC Tuesday. I had to think about it. It's Tuesday, you guys. We are in that very weird time between Christmas and New Year's, but it's New Year's Eve. So, happy New Year's Eve. Thank the Lord. We're going to get into a new year so we can all get less confused about what day it is. Kimberly, have you been confused about what day it is?
Oh, I'm always confused about what day it is. I'm a podcaster.
Well, that's true. Because I always have to say it's Tuesday when it's really Monday. And then, when
Yes.
it's Thursday, I say it's Friday. It's confusing. It's
Mhm.
confusing. I have a question for you.
Also, no one has ever said, thank God it's going to be 2025, except for you just now.
Well, I'm concerned about 2025, and here's why. Because I have been sick and in the bed. So when that happens and I've done the work that I need to do, then I just sit and get bored and start going down a TikTok hole. And I'm deep in a TikTok hole. And I need everybody to know that in 2025, the drones are coming for us, but we're supposed to call them Dior bags. When you're on TikTok, you have to look up Dior bag. You can't look up the word drone because it'll get taken down.
What?
So the people on the TikTok have come up with code. So if you look up Dior, hashtag Dior bag or hashtag Oscar bag, like Oscar de la Renta. So
Okay.
Dior stands for drone and Oscar stands for orbs. And it's some disturbing shit. And I was not concerned until I sat in my bed for 2 days. And now I'm very concerned that 2025 is it. That's it. That's all she wrote for us.
We had a good run.
Just when I found a career in my 50s, it's going to be over for me. It's concerning. It's very worrisome. Now, I did see this guy that posted this big thing today about explaining about the orbs and the plasmaoids.
That sounds like what Bethany Frankel's been talking about.
Yes. Oh, she's really into the Oscar bags.
Yeah. I didn't know she was into it until I saw a Saturday Night Live skit with Bowen Yang where he was playing a Dior bag.
Uh-huh.
I don't have to do it, the code here.
No, you don't. Not
I can
here.
Speak freely.
Yeah. Was it on Weekend Update?
It was during Weekend Update. It was so funny because he always plays like an inanimate object, but
yes,
in a really sassy way.
Yes, he does. When he came out in that drone, it was like 2 weeks ago. When he came out on that drone, it looked very similar to another something that he played, which was like a bed bug or something. It looked very similar. Yeah. It was funny.
But he sang of the song from Wicked, Defying Gravity.
Yeah.
But it was like about Bethany Frankel and Jersey.
Well, I have to tell you, there was a guy that went on and he was some sort of scientist and he explained that he thinks some sort of plasma reactor or something that's in Jersey and has released these plasmoids and that the drones are flying next to it to test them out. And sometimes if you see some sort of substance coming from the drones, that is doing something to do some sort of testing on these plasmoids. Now, I don't know.
Who is doing that? The government?
The government.
Okay.
It's not another government. It is our government. And they said it's also interesting how now they're trying to take TikTok down completely, that all this is going on. So I got to tell you, Anna came upstairs to check on me a little while ago. And I was like, what do you need to know that's on TikTok? I've got the whole Harlan sisters controversy about their DH Gate haul that they said was all real purses, which is obviously a bunch of fake shit. I got the controversy about that.
I don't know anything. None of those words meant anything to me.
If you just get on it and start looking, these things will come to you.
I have not ever really gotten into TikTok. And then I always hear they're going to take it away. So I was like, well, it's too late now.
Yeah. I don't ever allow myself to go on TikTok for just this reason.
Yeah. Melissa gets so into TikTok that she's like, that's her jam.
Yeah. And once you're in, and it gives me funny stories. It just gives people telling you funny stories, which I love. I love somebody telling me a story.
Didn't TikTok become famous because of that woman who had a secret apartment that was like attached to her apartment and she found it behind her
medicine cabinet
or something?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That was crazy too. That was in New York. I don't think that's why TikTok, because the kids were on it before that.
I'm sure they were. The old
Yeah.
people like myself,
The elders started to
that's when
like
we
it.
learned about it.
Yeah, and also there's always on there, like, on Reels, it's like, "Best Amazon buys of 2020." I'm like, "Give it to me. Give me the
Oh,
Amazon buys."
I like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. I like an Amazon buy. I like an adorable
See,
doggy
that's why I go
video,
to BuzzFeed or BuzzFeed lists on
BuzzFeed
best
list.
Amazon finds.
I'm on so many lists where I just reply yes, and then they'll send me the best. And I'm like, do I have to follow this person now? And I do it all on my Pink Shade account too, because
Well,
that's when I'm always on. I'm always like, yes,
yeah,
send it to
yeah.
me. Send me that dress.
Yeah, at
How do
least
I
it's
get
just
it?
you. Anything I post, I have to be like, this is from Kimberly. Katie
Yeah.
does not endorse these posts.
Katie doesn't ever look at social media.
No. She
Although
will occasionally, and she'll be like, I can't believe you posted that.
I did send you guys that new comedian that popped up on my feed talking about the Stanley Cups, which
Very
was
funny.
hilarious. And then when I went to follow him, I saw so many people I know already follow him. So I was like, oh, okay, well, this is a comedian that everybody knows that I just don't. Look at, I just found a new person.
hmm
He lives in New York. He's hilarious.
It was very funny talking about the babas. People need to go out with their babas.
Yeah.
Also, I watch all the Chicago shows,
Mm.
and
Mhm.
because I don't know why, because they're mindless, and
I think my
uh,
daughter does too, actually.
I I like having them on in the background when I'm diamond painting.
Yes. Okay.
Also, I just realized Mank does the same thing. When we were talking to him off air, he was like, we were talking about something troubling that had happened. And he's like, I literally turned off my phone and I watched Chicago Fire for 5 hours. I was like, Mank does the same thing I do.
Oh,
Anyway,
okay.
there was an episode of Fire where the paramedics had to go to this lady's house and the daughter's screaming, and they go look at the daughter and they see a cup on the ground, like a tumbler. And then they look at the daughter. You know what happened? She tripped over the dog while she
Uh-huh.
was drinking out of her tumbler,
Ugh.
and the straw
Uh-huh.
went up her mouth and pierced her brain.
Okay.
And because they tested the blood that was coming out, and it had cervical fluid or like something like spinal fluid or something. So
Cervical would be in your cervix, which would be the
that's not
opposite
right.
direction.
Spinal cord. I don't know brain stuff. Anyway,
Cerebellum, cortex.
sure,
Yeah.
and something, and it was like piercing stuff. So they couldn't just remove it. They had to stabilize it and get her to the hospital. And it was and then they were
Ugh.
trying to distract her because she was so panicked. And the one paramedic was like, "You got the pink one? I waited in line for 2 hours." And then this lady got and they weren't able to say Stanley, obviously. So
Uh-huh.
they just kept saying tumbler cup or something.
40-ounce
And
tumbler. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. It was
Mm.
very funny, but I was like, now a new fear unlocked is tripping and stabbing
Well,
my brain.
yes, but the kid we know this from children. You're not supposed to run with a lollipop in your mouth, same
Right.
thing. You can't run with a
Mhm.
toothbrush in your mouth, same thing. It could go
Mhm.
into your brain.
Mhm.
You guys just don't run with anything sticking out of your mouth. I mean,
Yeah.
to me, or don't trip on your dog while sucking on your sandwich cup. I don't know. I'm not walking and drinking at the same time.
Cerebrospinal
Ew. That just made my
fluid.
stomach hurt worse than it already does. Oh, gross.
Yeah,
Um, okay. Well, I will tell you that this week there was no pillow talk and it was a missed opportunity. They replayed a pillow talk and I was confused.
I know.
I was like, why'd they do that to us? They should have just not put a pillow talk on at all instead of trying to, don't gaslight me, Matt Sharp.
No, I won't be gaslit. Not
No.
sharp. As more than I already have by
Yeah.
thinking that certain men are good people on this show, and then it turns out that they're not. And then I
Do
question my judgment.
Yeah. I think
Sonny.
generally now, oh, Sonny, well,
I don't necessarily think Sonny's a bad person. I do think he's done some really bad things.
I think he's young,
Yeah, I think he's young and
confused.
very attached to a controlling family and religion.
Uh-huh. Right. A father who left him. That's who he's
Yeah.
controlled. That's who he's controlled by, which is strange.
Well, no, not really. It's like the kids on Plathville. Like you're always seeking that parental approval, even if your parent left you. Like sometimes you seek it more because you're
Mm.
like, it's natural human wanting that
Yeah,
connection. So
yeah,
like
you're right.
they keep going back to Kim Plath, even if she's a hole.
Mhm.
because they seek their mother's approval. I hate that woman.
Old Lydia Plath got engaged.
I saw that.
Yes, and she's doing the full Duggar side hug, not kissing till wedding day.
Yeah.
Yep.
She's going to spend some time in that prayer closet.
She's got to really spend some time in that prayer closet getting ready.
Yep.
And they then posted her like at the bridal shop, and obviously there were cameras there, it was being filmed, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But they showed her at the bridal shop, and Mariah is literally looks like Morticia Adams. She is in a full black dress with black hair, 100% look like Morticia Adams in the picture. But all that to say is Kim looked good. I don't know if Kim's been on the shots or what she was doing, or maybe she's laid off the sauce. I don't know, but she looked better.
I hope she's laid off the sauce.
Me too. Me
And
too.
I'm still mad. Speaking of gaslighting, how they never talked about the DUI, right?
Never. If nobody brings it up on camera, it cannot be discussed.
Mm-mm.
That's what I was told by Olivia. Olivia's in Egypt right now, so
Is she still with that guy? Brendan?
I think
Oh,
so. I don't
okay.
know. All right, you guys, this is season 7, episode 18. Before we say goodbye, and I don't know if that's a book or not, but I'm tired of guessing at this point.
It is a book. I
Uh-huh.
looked it up.
Uh-huh.
But I think this episode should have been called "Let's Talk About Anal" because it
My
comes up
anal's so
in
clean.
two of our storylines. It comes up.
It does? It comes up in
Yes.
2?
Yes.
Okay. What's the other one?
Joey.
Oh, well, does he say anal?
Yes. They have a whole conversation about it.
Why did I miss that? Oh, okay. Wait. Okay, when we get to it, you can remind me. But as per usual, when it's not my turn, I half listen. But I did watch this twice, so I should have caught that. All I caught was him saying I could lift a suitcase with my penis. And I was like, sir, no. All right, let's start with Vanya and Yoshko. Now, we open up with these two in bed. We're still in Croatia. And they sort of laugh about how they didn't sleep last night. But on the talking head, she says they did not have sex. Kenny and Armando were very mad about this.
Yeah.
They were like, what? We celebrated for you, girl.
They did. They were like popping champagne. And then they
Yeah, she did not have sex.
I loved that when Armando said that. We were celebrating for you.
She says she's super attracted to him, but it just didn't feel right. They had such an emotional day, and they just wanted to lay in bed holding each other. I mean, I think that's what she wanted. Yeah. I don't think Yoshko wanted that.
No, otherwise there's something strange going on.
Because he even said, well, you seem to have more self-control than I do or something.
Yeah. Also, her pink eyeshadow is still on in bed. It's back. It's
with
in
the
bed.
vengeance. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, that's her style. She's wacky. She's out there. And so they talk about doing long distance. And he says, the next thing is for me to plan a visit for you. And she goes, but then someone's going to have to move. And he says, yeah, but we have to decide that is in the future. And I'm like, I think it's heavy conversation, but also why are you, yes, if you stay together, someone will have to move, but just enjoy this moment.
Yeah. That would be hard for me too. I'm always thinking of the end goal.
Yeah.
And not enjoying the journey, not the destination.
Yeah. What's going to happen? Yeah. So then he says in his talking head, he says, I feel good next to her. So that's a good starting point. But moving to another country, it's a difficult question. There's so many factors. Is it good for my son? I will be away from my family and friends.
Where is Where is the child? You don't seem to be concerned while you're non-banging this lady all the time.
No, I've decided that I think he probably lives with his parents.
I think he doesn't because he said, I'm not going to go. Because later he says, my parents invited me for lunch, but I might be too upset to go. So instead, I might go and see my son and spend some time with him, which makes me think the son is with a third party.
See, I took that as the son would be with them, with the parents, and he's not going to have lunch because he'll be too upset. So he'll just spend time with his son who's at his parents. But
that's possible.
Yours makes more sense.
No, that's possible.
maybe Sean Robinson will ask it, but I doubt it.
Yeah.
I doubt it. So, okay, so that's when he says that in the car, and he is crying in the car.
I was looking
Just
for real tears because it said sniffles
uh-huh.
in the subtitles.
Hmm.
And I was like, don't say sniffles unless there's real tears.
I think he's crying.
I think he was really crying.
Yeah, it's not like Natalie on Last Resort, where she's like, she puts her hands over her face and
Oh my
does
God.
hoo hoo hoo. And then I think that what she does is does some sort of acting technique in her brain
Yeah.
where tears are forced to come out, but she's not always ready for it. So
Yeah.
she has to do a hoo 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 until it's able to
Until
come
the
out.
memory of when her
Yeah.
dog died can
Right.
come up. But yeah.
Yeah. But I think he was really crying. And so in her talking head, because there's just so many what ifs this, what about that? And there's so many moving parts. It's really hard to think about. Now they're at the airport and they are crying hysterically as if one of them is literally going to a firing squad.
Yeah.
I mean, this is extreme for people that have spent a week together.
It's extreme for people at their age because I
Yeah.
feel like they're acting like Brendan, not James and Tata, or Brendan and Mary,
Yes.
and like who are in their 20s,
Yeah.
Well,
Yes.
especially like James might be too old for that, but like early 20s, where you're like the world, or like a teenager, the world is
world's ending.
because I can't spend time with this person.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
But they are wrapped up in that honeymoon hormonal phase, even though they are past that stage. It's fascinating.
It's wild because they are really having a bawling, crying, kissing, makeup smeared moment at the airport.
Oh, her that I saw that, the black mascara
all over her face.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I think she's a person who is very aware of what she looks like at all times. And I think I'll tell you, when you're in medical sales, you have to be.
Oh,
like
yeah.
You have to go into those doctor's offices. You have to look like profesh. So I think that looking back at that, I bet you anything she'll say something about it on the tell-all, like, oh my God, my makeup. I bet she'll say something about it. I bet she will.
Because she's wearing tight jeans, heels.
Always.
The suitcase with the lips all over it, the pink suitcase.
Mm-hmm.
Like, again, not comfortable to wear for a long flight, but she prides herself on her looks.
Did you notice that he was carrying one of the bags? And on the second watching, I was like, why is he carrying one of they roll? But I noticed one of the wheels had broken off.
Oh.
It was a 3-legged bag.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now that's it. Bye, she leaves. Now we're in Orlando. Now, we watched a show a while back called Extreme Sisters, and there was these little sisters, these little ladies, and they were obsessed with living in Orlando. And they would constantly talk about Orlando, and they would always put themselves in like the little saunas and things. They were always on a weight loss journey. They had the belts all the time. Like, we're going to walk in a neighborhood and lose 20 pounds. Yeah.
They were a riot. And one of them had a husband who was like the third wheel in the relationship. Yeah. I liked them.
But they were obsessed with Orlando.
Mm-hmm. That was their dream since they were kids.
Yes, to live in Orlando. So every time I see anything about Orlando, I'm like, Orlando. We have to get to Orlando.
Wasn't that the song in Book of Mormon too, where he wants to do his mission in Orlando? It's like, Orlando, I love you.
I've got to rewatch Book of Mormon.
I told you need to just get the soundtrack or listen on Spotify.
Yeah, I know, but I want to rewatch it with Andrew Reynolds and Josh Gad. So, all right. So we're in Orlando at Vanya's house, and she is getting ready in her pink swimsuit and her pink eyeshadow and once again, her macrame cover up. She's going to a beach day with her cousin Sanala, and she's been home from Croatia for 2 months. But she tells us when she got back home, they established a routine where they talked twice a day. It was very cute. But after a few weeks, he couldn't take it. And he came to visit her for 10 days. So obviously they weren't filming at the time. So we just get like their home videos of them on a gator boat, them, I'm sure they were at Disney, but they couldn't release that footage. Just tons and tons of Florida activities. And he loved it. He loved everything about Florida. He could really see himself living there. She says he really made her house feel like a home and they could really envision their lives together. And they even talked about where his son would sleep, like they would reorganize the house for the crib and everything. And it, in her mind, was really becoming a reality. Okay, great. But, oh, and then she says also Yosko broke her 6-year celibacy streak. Yeah, they did it lots of times, she says. So
Good for her.
good for her. And so, and then she says, and when the last day came, when he had to leave, we were very somber because we knew it would be a long time till we could see each other again. And then we see a video she took of him, self-filming, of him reading a letter that she wrote him and crying.
Yeah.
It's a lot of crying.
A lot of crying.
A lot of crying. And she said, so I thought we would be planning our next steps. So what happened next was really shocking. Dun, dun, dun. So the next thing we see is she arrives at the beach to see her cousin, and she gets to her after figuring out where she is. I hate beaches like this. And it's too many people. And Sanala hugs her, and she's crying, going, once again, my heart is broken. And she's crying. So
crazy.
Just go. Come on now. This girl's got the whole package. I think he said he was like in cybersecurity or something. He could work anywhere. What's going on?
See, and is it something bad? Like he's a jerk, or is it like I just can't relocate my child or something like that?
When I talked to her, she made it sound like he was a jerk.
Yeah.
That he just ghosted her. But I'm sure they'll bring him onto the tell-all and make him tell his side of the story.
Yeah.
And I wonder if she'll be in a pink dress and pink lipstick on the tell-all. So on this, it's her signature. On this episode, they did have a clip of what was coming up at the reunion as a commercial. But the second time, I fast forwarded the commercial so fast, I missed it. So I may have to go back and look.
I missed it.
It wasn't in the screener, obviously. It was a commercial. So I need to go and look and see who was there.
Yeah.
Are they going to let Lauren come? Or is he banned like Renee?
Right. He just won't stop talking.
Oh, he's so gross. Okay. You guys, it's crazy right now with the holiday season. And you know what I do to make myself feel better? I sit on my couch and I go to quince.com and I look at things to put in my cart. I've told you guys this. I always have things in my cart. I just got a box from Quince this week, and it was these Fraser fir candles they have that I'm giving out to all my girlfriends for Christmas. And it's the best gift ever because you're like, it's exactly, you would get it somewhere else for 3 times the price. And I'm so excited to give out these gorgeous candles. With Quince, you can treat yourself to everyday luxury at affordable prices. I've told you guys about those incredible, iconic Mongolian cashmere sweaters starting at $50. Producer Ingrid has been wearing this really beautiful silk skirt and top lately. And she just wore it at this party we were at this weekend. And people were like, where did you get that? And I was like, you guys, you got to know about Quince. Quince is able to give you these items priced less because they partner directly with top factories. So they cut out that middleman. You go to quince.com and the savings comes right to you. They use premium fabrics and finishes for that luxury feel in every piece. You guys, they have these like Italian leather handbags. They even have diamonds on there, you guys. Oh, it's so great. I think I'm addicted to Quince. Okay. I'm just going to say it. So treat yourself this winter without the luxury price tag. Go to quince.com/pinkshade for 365-day returns plus free shipping on your order. That's QUINCE.com/pinkshade to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/pinkshade. And at the end, they'll say, hey, where did you hear about us? Please make sure to click podcast and click Pink Shade. People that aren't gross. Sunny and Durbin. So I did it again.
You just did it again.
Why do I do it every time? Why?
You just is Durbin could be a name.
It could be. We have some really weird names on this show. You guys, Sunny and Vea.
Yeah.
Another person from Orlando.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
She fits in Orlando. She kind of looks like a cartoon character.
And she talks like one too.
And she talks like one too. She talks like Minnie. Yeah.
I took a lot of screenshots this week of side-by-sides of her so that I could figure out what's going on with her face.
Thank you. Because I just feel like over the past few weeks, you have not been taking it as seriously as myself and your listeners have
Again, you give me 2 days in the bed to do nothing, I will figure
to get
everything
stuff
out.
done.
Shit done. Anna did tell me she's concerned that one more day in the bed and I'm going to become a full conspiracy theorist.
Yes, 100%.
She was like, I'm very concerned that you know way too much about these Texas influencers' fake bag haul for Christmas.
I kind of want to know about that because that seems like harmless drama. Well,
It's
not
crazy.
harmless. It's like, are people getting screwed out of money?
No, no,
Or
no. It's because they were like, here's my Christmas haul. This is my Dior bag. These are my Chanel shoes. I mean, it would be 30, $40,000 worth of
yeah.
stuff. And when she holds it up, it's like a girl. I just love these Chanel shoes. These are so cute. So da da da, da. And then she like flips the Chanel box open, and people are like, Chanel boxes have a lid. They don't flip open. And the flower is like weirdly placed and the words are not
Right.
imprinted. And it's like everything is just a little off.
Right.
And then they did a second like fuck you video where they were like, y'all, we want to thank y'all for making fun of us because when we showed my mom bought us some real stuff. Okay, it's from Forward. Forward is like the real. Okay, I'm gonna put this barcode on the screen. You can scan it. It's real. I mean, and they
Oh
each got
my
like 2
God.
real purses to go with their 400 fake ones. Yeah, yeah. And then they said, I mean, y'all don't get mad because my mom got stuff from the Real, and the Real has stepped into the chat, and they were like, oh no, ma'am. Real's like, no, ma'am, not today. Our stuff is not counterfeit. It is.
They comment.
Real commented and like, we'll be reaching out. Don't invoke our name here.
Oh my
Yeah,
God. I love when social media companies get involved.
yeah. Real's like, no, 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 no.
When the
Mm-mm.
social media person is so like, oh, I love when they're sassy, like a random social media person who works for like Arby's or something starts commenting
I
and then
love
like
that.
tagging other brands in like a shady way or like a fun way.
I
Like
love that.
I just love it.
I love it too.
If there's someone has like a compilation of times that has happened, I would
Yeah,
enjoy that.
that's why I like comments by celebs. I always think that's funny
Yes.
too. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we've gone way off topic.
Yeah.
Okay,
Sorry.
Sonny and Vea. So in the talking head, we open up and he's in the hotel room and he's telling the producer, I don't know what the solution is here. I don't want to lose her. I have this ring for her, but it's a huge decision because religion is really big in my life and it's basically all he's known. And
Mm-hmm.
it's, all he's attached to all his family.
Mm-hmm.
And then maybe all of this has been for nothing if she won't convert. And he says, and she put me in this situation that she won't convert. So I don't
Yeah, I
know
didn't
what
like
to
that.
do. Excuse me, sir. You didn't
In
tell
what
her.
in what way?
She didn't put you in any position.
That reeks of like she tempted me with her beauty and
Mhm,
her bang and bod, and
mhm.
that woman temptress
And
made
what
me lie to her
did you think
about
was gonna happen?
yeah.
Yeah, it's her fault.
Was she walking around with her vagina and
Mhm.
stuff, tempting me?
Later, we get more of this behavior from Lauren as well. He
Yeah.
says a lot of stuff very similar.
Hmm.
So he says, but it's our last day here, and wherever they are looks so pretty, and I want to take her hiking to this nice waterfall. Somebody DM me and tell me where it was, that second location where they were, not in Durban, the other place. It's really pretty.
It's very pretty.
Um,
Also, she just seems to be comforting him, which was pissing me off because she comes
right.
out and just being like, how are you feeling? Like rubbing
Yeah.
his back. I'm like, why are you comforting this one eyebrow having mother effer after this is all his fault? Piss me
Oh,
off.
I like when Kimberly gets mad and almost cusses. Did you ever see the pillow talk where Ashley and her mom started making fun of the dad?
Yes, I did see
When they
that.
were like, we were going to be nice, but see,
Uh-huh.
now.
Hmm.
So she comes in the room and is like, hi, Sonny. Are you okay? You
Oh,
need a
wait, did you
hug?
see Kenny and Armando when they were doing sock puppets? And
Yeah.
Kenny goes, that one can't be Sunny because it has two eyebrows or something.
Yes.
Just like
Listen,
constantly
you,
throw him shade.
you can't not mention it. It is the
No.
elephant in the room.
Yeah.
So it's the eyebrow in the room is
I
what
was
it
just going to
is.
say the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you need a hug? Okay. I guess we have to get packing, get ready to leave. It's really sad. And hate to leave the monkeys. Bye, monkeys. Um, so they go to this waterfall and they're holding hands and it's all lovey dovey. And so they're kissing in the water. Okay. So they seem fine. It seems like, let me help you go across these rocks. I'll watch you. And they seem like get in their bathing suits, and
Yeah.
it doesn't seem like
It's like
any,
they're just decided we're going to enjoy this day
yeah,
and not,
forget that last night we completely broke up because I won't change my religion.
yeah, very strange.
So in the
I
talking head,
admire that actually. Like I can't let things go.
I
And
wouldn't be able to let that go.
no.
I'd be like, well, it's too bad we'll never get to do this again since you're
Mhm.
ditching me. Um, so in the talking head, she says, I do worry that the religion thing is going to be a deal breaker. And after spending 2 weeks with Sonny, if we break up, it will be devastating. In his talking head, he says, so much is working against us. And knowing she won't change her religion means I have to let go of my family because they would never accept her. And I love her. She's very kind. She always stands by me and she's special. And I don't want to lose her, but I do worry that our differences are going to be too much.
But
So,
like you just said, she's kind. That's like the Dalai
yeah.
Lama said, like, my religion is simple, my religion is kindness. Like,
Hmm.
that's all that should matter.
Right.
She's a
But
good person.
she needs to convert and be kind at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She also has to cover those shoulders.
And cover those tattoos. By the way, I got a great screenshot of that neck tattoo.
Oh,
Did I send it to you? I think I sent
no,
it to
you
you.
didn't. I was more focused on Joey's tattoo, and I even went on Reddit.
Oh, to make sure it wasn't something terrible.
I was
Okay.
nervous. Yeah.
Yeah. So they sit and talk. So they're by this waterfall and they're sitting and talking. And all I could say was the lighting on this mustache situation, hers, is bad.
I didn't
I
want to
was
say
like, oh
anything.
girl, oh girl. Yeah. Shave your
She didn't
face.
have the cash to get like a little razor at that market. She had only had Apple Pay.
I bet they would provide one at the hotel. Like for
Yeah,
real. It was rough.
poor girl.
And he says, so, you don't want to change your religion, and that's against everything. And I'll have to give up everything just to be with you. And I don't want that. And she goes, what are you going to do? And then it cuts to commercial. And then he says, it's a huge thing. Everybody is going to be against me, but I don't care what people think. I want you. I want to be with you. I will allow you the way you are. But I
I
think
thought
that's a
I
language
didn't.
issue.
That was a language issue. I don't
Yeah.
think he totally meant it like
I
that.
think
Yeah.
he means I will take you as you are.
Yeah.
You can be religion and I can be my religion. That's what you want, right? And she says, yeah. And he says, but you need to promise me. And this is a huge thing I'm doing. You have to be with me forever. You can't forget about me. And in a talking head, he says, I really hope one day she realizes how much the sacrifice is and maybe she'll come around to it. So he's still
Yeah.
hoping.
He's still hoping,
He's
and
still hoping
also he's going to rub this sacrifice in her face forever.
forever. And he says, you can't forget about me. I have to be your only one. She was like, I wouldn't forget about you, Sonny. Like, I haven't forgotten about you for a whole year. And he says, I want to take this relationship in another step to another step. I want to go further and you need to close your eyes. She goes, why am I going to close my eyes? What are you doing? What's going on? And he says, stand up. He goes, no, I don't want to do that, Sonny. And he says, stand up.
She's like ruining it. Like,
Yeah.
can't you know what's happening?
And she doesn't because she's like, what do you mean? What are you doing? What are you saying?
Yeah.
And he proposes and he says, will you be my partner forever? But this is the whole proposal. Will you be my partner forever? But you have to note my sacrifice and it has to be forever. So think about it before you say anything. And she goes, and he goes, are you sure? Are you serious? You have to say. And she goes, yes, I think it's cute. Yeah, it's cute. I'm so excited. And he goes, okay, so you promised me forever. And she goes, oh my God, you're the one that breaks up with me all the time.
This is the weirdest proposal.
It's
Note
the weirdest.
sacrifice. You have to make note of the sacrifice that I have made for you.
He
And
says
promise.
100 times, this is forever. I was like, girl, you might want to run.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he goes, I won't do that anymore. Now that we're engaged, I won't break up with you anymore. And the talking head together, they're like, this is where they're by the waterfall. He goes, oh, I'm excited because we can plan our future together. And she goes, forever in America. I'm so excited. And then they giggle because he's like, let's get back to the hotel. And she goes, okay, because we're going to celebrate. Okay, Sonny. Because they giggle when they talk about sex.
Yeah.
So
It's all about sex with them.
yeah. Yeah.
I don't think they're really in love. I don't even know what they talk about.
I
They
don't,
don't, all of their conversations are like, I love you, baby. I love you too, baby. I love you, baby. Like, are you going to love her forever? Like, she's not always going to have this banging bod. Like, is this sacrifice that you're making going to be worth it?
I don't know. but he makes her promise 1,000 times that it's forever. He
Mm-hmm.
keeps saying it. Um, and now they're doing like a more formal shot together. So I took a screenshot of this face versus the face in the red. I took the
Yeah.
picture of her a hero shot versus the face. I'm gonna do a mashup
Okay.
and then I'm gonna figure it out. You know who I need to send it to? I need to send it to Dr. Jen Armstrong, used to be on Real Housewives of OC, because she
Mm.
does a lot of videos where she tells what celebrities have had done. She's very good at it. I want to
Yeah,
go
we
to her
might
next
need an
time I'm in the
expert.
OC.
I think you were right about the chin, though.
Yeah, yeah. And
Like,
also when she looks head on, you can't tell that her chin is little, but when she turns to the side, you
right.
can really see it.
Yeah.
Um,
Also, her roots were showing, and they're a lot lighter. And I'm
yeah.
wondering if that might be a better look for her. Not, I
Her
don't
ro-
know. I don't feel like I'm always trying to change people's looks on this show, but it just like I would be interested to see what she looks like with her natural hair color.
I think it's definitely lighter because when, like I said, when she had that hair situation on the lip, that hair was very light.
Mm-hmm.
So she's not a dark haired person.
No, uh-uh.
But she also, that light hair may be tied to some trauma, so she wants it to be dark, you know?
That's totally true. Yeah.
Yeah. So, it's a lot to keep up.
Mm-hmm.
So, in their more formal shot together, she says, she says, we've had our ups and downs. I wasn't expecting this proposal. It's everything I've ever dreamed of, but it's a lot to think about with his family and everything. And he goes, let's just try to make each other happy. The love is what's important. And also remember, you promised me. So,
Also, he's going to be like, can we have pasta for dinner? No, I want Mexican, but I really want pasta. Remember the sacrifice that I made for you, baby. It's going to be like that every day.
yeah, they're going to have to work through that in some therapy.
Yeah.
So they wake up. So they're still in the same place. Okay. Because before, when they said they're going to pack up, that's why I wrote that, because I thought they're leaving. But no, this is their last night. So maybe she was just packing up for their hike. I don't know. So there is a monkey on the deck while they are laying in the bed looking out. There's a monkey scampering around the deck. And no one is alarmed.
No,
Mm-mm.
those
No.
monkeys can be mean.
Yeah. A lot of people, most people that go places where they have the monkeys are very mean.
Yeah. My
Very
friend got
mean.
attacked by a monkey at the Rock of Gibraltar.
Wow. That sounds like Mad Libs.
I know.
So the monkeys are on the deck and they're looking at the beautiful view and they're talking about, oh, we're so happy we're engaged. And she's like, oh my God, it's so great, Sonny. Literally, my note is she is squeaking on about how great it is. And we see her neck tattoo, what it is. Okay. But this is when she's laying on her side. So it is an X, an upside down fish. So you've seen like the fish symbol that
Like
you
a
draw
Jesus
that's like
fish.
a Jesus fish.
Uh-huh.
So it's an X, an upside down fish, and two triangles end to end, like if you put two triangles like this.
Oh.
Don't look at the top fingers, look at the bottom
Yeah, it
fingers.
looks like a bow tie.
Yes, that's what it is. Looks like a
It's,
bow tie.
that seems like some Illuminati stuff.
It looks not Illuminati. She's not in the Illuminati. They don't want her.
No.
But it's weird.
Huh.
And I'd like to know about it.
Yeah,
Maybe I
those
should just DM her.
any sort of symbols,
Yeah.
That's weird.
It's weird.
Geometric shapes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's 2 days until she has to leave now. So they're headed back to Durban. And in the car, he's like, oh, babe, I'm so excited about our engagement. So we'll just keep that between us. It's just a little secret that we have. Yeah. And he says, so I know my family's going to be angry and they'll be hard. He said, they'll be angry and hard about you not converting. And the talking head, he says, I know it will take my dad a long time to accept her. He didn't like her when he met her before because she walked out of the restaurant, and he's
you walked out on the family, sir.
But never forget. And he's not going to accept that she won't convert. Now, first he says it'll take time to accept her, and then he says he's not going to accept. So, I mean, I'm a little bit on Sunny's side here. Don't tell them until you have gotten the K1 visa approved and you're about to go. That's what I think. Because then what can they do? So
then by that logic, shouldn't he just go and then mail them a letter?
Well, what I'm saying is, I mean, dad employs him at his store. So I just think if he tells the family that they're engaged, no, I think he should be like, the K1 visa got approved. I'm leaving tomorrow. He should pull a James and Tata and just, I'm leaving tomorrow. Yeah.
Oh boy.
So Vea says,
But Vea likes to poke the bear.
well, yeah, and I can see where she's like, fuck that guy. No,
Yeah.
you know,
But now she's like, I want to get his approval, and even before Sunny said, you don't know my dad. Just listen to me. And she's like, no, it'll be fine. I'll really win him over and we'll be best friends. And
hmm
then the dinner went badly. And she's like, oh, yeah, your dad is a jerk. And now
yeah.
she's again being like, well, no, we should really talk to your dad. I want to win him over before I leave tomorrow.
I don't think she wants to win him over. I think she wants to give him a big
F you.
finger up. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. And she needs to just wear all just tank
Yeah.
tops and short
Uh-huh.
shorts. So Vea says, well, I think we should tell him before I leave. He goes, in 2 days?
So
And she goes, yeah, because if you
oh,
hide it and then you tell him later, it's going to be worse. And he says, but I live here, I have family here, and if they disown me, what will I do? And that
yeah.
point I got. That is a valid point because she's leaving in 2 days. He's going to be stuck there with these people. And the dad could be like, if you plan to marry her and continue to go through with this, you no longer have a job or a place to live.
I know,
You
but at
know?
the same point, like, do you really want to be hidden as a fiance? Wouldn't you only want to marry someone who's man enough to be like, this is who I choose, this is my woman, and I love her, and you either accept it or you don't. But like, I stand on my own with this, instead of
Yes, I
hiding
agree
it.
with all that. But then if he has no job and no place to live because everybody disowns him, what's he going to do?
I know. But
Yeah.
didn't that happen to Brittany and Yazin? Wasn't he like going to be homeless? Like if
Yes.
his whole
Mhm.
family disowned him. And we're
Yeah. I
like
mean,
wishing bad thing. Like his situation was dangerous because they were like wishing maybe violence upon him.
yes, upon
Yeah, no,
him.
you're right.
Yeah.
I know you're right. I don't
Yeah.
totally understand the situation. I've not lived it.
Um, so I may be completely on the wrong side of this, but I really think that she should in this situation be like, okay, let's wait till I you get closer. And she may have to come back and visit because the K1 visa may take 2 years
Hmm.
or whatever. So once they see what the situation is, um, she can just pretend to be his girlfriend. I don't know.
Hmm.
And then once she gets into the States, be like, gotcha, sucker. Okay. So, all right. So, in the talking head, she says, yeah, I want to get on Sonny's dad's good side before I go back to America, which I don't think is what she wants. I think she wants to be like, F you, F you.
Hmm.
So, he does like my tattoos after all. Ha ha.
Hmm.
So, in the talking head, he says, I know my dad's going to go crazy and get mad. It could ruin my relationship with my dad. But also, she's my fiance and I have to stand by her. So, he's very torn. He's very torn because your point
Yeah,
is also valid. Yeah. Sunny, sunny, sunny.
it's a
Sunny
rough
in Durban. Just
situation. And
kidding.
I have to say, is it worth it?
Yeah. It's like, can you find somebody in your tri-state area?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Lipo used to be such a bad word, and we're all supposed to just love every part of our body. You guys, that's BS. You deserve to get the body you want. I've had 2 kids. Getting your body back is really hard, and I get it because you can exercise and eat right and do everything, but you gain weight and you lose weight, and sometimes you have those stubborn pockets of fat. That's why you guys need to listen to me about Sono Bello and their laser assisted lipo. Sonobella doctors are masters in micro laser fat removal. It's a technique that removes stubborn fat permanently. Whatever is your problem area, like it could be your tummy, your love handles, your thighs, your arms, wherever it is, your underarm pit area, everybody's got an area that they want to have a little work on. And you could go and get it removed in one comfortable visit at Sonovello. And right now they're offering the best deal of the year. You're now included in their friends and family holiday savings event. That's right. You're going to pay the same price that Sonobello family and friends pay, but the appointments are limited, so you need to get on it. You guys go to their website, check out the before and after pictures. I recognize myself in quite a few of those before pictures. I'm like, that is exactly what I look like. And the picture on the after is exactly what I would like to look at. So eating healthy and workouts are great. Keep doing that. But if you want to lose that stubborn fat in one visit, check out Sono Bello. Save big during Sono Bello's Friends and Family Holiday and Fall Savings Event. Schedule your free consultation now at sonobello.com/pinkshade. That's sonobello.com/pinkshade. sonobello.com/pinkshade. Okay, let's switch over to Niles and Matilda.
Oh, well, their love is worth it.
I know. She looks so gorgeous this whole episode. I have so many screenshots of her and her personal fan.
I know.
Yeah.
I was like, Mary Payne is going to flip out that she
I
has.
loved it.
I love it.
I love
So
she never put it down. She's like,
never put it
I'm a
down. And
lady that's hot. I'm not putting it down.
I really think you need to find out how you can mail her a personal fan with Pink Shade logo. And
Okay. If she's
like,
in the States, I can mail it to her, but I'm not paying for that postage. Tagana.
so it's wedding day, and he's troubled that his parents view his happiness with Matilda as an insult to them. Like they're taking it personally. And now he's wondering if he's going to have to stop talking to his parents over this. Now he is unlike Sunny being like, well, if I have to stop talking to them, I will. But his is a different situation. I understand that because he is already pretty independent from them.
He doesn't live with them
we
or
still
anything.
don't totally know his like living situation.
I think he would have told us if he lived with his parents.
I think so too.
Maybe
Or
not. He's kind of a liar.
And they just have not wanted to appear on the show, clearly.
True.
So, like, we didn't even get their voice on the phone.
Right.
So, Matilda looks gorgeous. It's like a mermaid purple and green dress that she had to beg a tailor to do last minute. And I was wondering if it was her village colors because sometimes I know I thought they did that. But I can't remember. And he's wearing all white because the groom wears all white, I guess, which I was like, yes, he has to be pure now.
Yeah, right.
But his scarf matches. It's like the same colors.
Yeah.
So she had a day to plan the wedding. And she said, I'm a woman. I will figure out what to do. Just my favorite thing ever. Women get stuff done.
That's right.
And so she planned this wedding in a day. She got the village together. She did it. This dress is so tight. Multiple times she has to like lay down horizontally to get into a chair. It cracked me up.
It's like when you see people that are like going to the Oscars or whatever, and they don't want to wrinkle their dress, have to lay down.
Yeah.
But in this case, it was her circulation was being cut off.
It's totally like, I don't think she can feel her feet, and her sister keeps having to help her sit down and get up because it's so tight. So Niles has to bring the bride price and the list of everything that they requested. He goes to Mr. Ark and his wife, Mary, who gets a little bit of dialogue here. And so they give him the money for everything. Very nice. And then Mr. Ark says, now this is a traditional marriage, so I need to tell you the rules.
Okay.
We sex a woman through the vagina. No sex through the anus.
And Mary's nodding like, that's right.
Mary in front of the wife.
And she's like, nothing's going in this boo hole. Nothing.
And Niles, his face, his eyes are so huge.
It's
also
crazy.
Maddie and Poodle posted, and they're like, what a week for us to be off.
They missed it. They missed it. Yeah.
So then Mr. Ark goes, I know in America you are common to do that, but in Africa we don't do that. In the US, everyone is butt effing everywhere. Like, has he been talking to Joey, who also made that joke? I wish we had done Joey first, because that would have been funny.
Oh my God. That's so funny.
Like, he thinks everyone's just walking around doing each other in the butt.
I think he's like, those women in the United States, I know they like it.
They love it.
They love it. But African women are no, they're not. They're just wearing
assless chaps, so you can just stick it in easier. Like, what does he think is going on here?
No, I don't know.
And how did he get this information? Like, has he been watching porns? Because I will say, in porns, there seems to be a lot more butt action than is happening in real life.
I don't know about any of these things. I don't know about butt action, and I don't know about porn.
I just don't know where he gets his information about America from.
Yeah, I don't know if he like Googled what do men in America like to do with their women sexually, and that popped up.
Or like, are there shows that are big there? Like, you know, like Friends is big in a lot of the world, like, but they don't talk about butt stuff in Friends,
we
to
don't
my
know.
Recollection.
But please let Sean Robinson ask them about this at the tell-all.
Where did you get your information?
And have you done it?
And have you ever done it? Did you do it with someone besides Mary? And maybe you have experience. You can do it with other women that are not your wife? Or how does that work?
Maybe, because he did say in a traditional marriage, this is how we do it.
Right. So like
Yeah.
maybe
Hmm.
you're allowed to have a side piece and then they can do butt stuff with you. I don't know how it works.
Just as long
Um,
as everybody's on board, it's fine with me. Not it's
but
not for
he
me
said
personally.
he says everything with such confidence, like he is like
Right.
a professor. He
Mhm.
says it with the knowledge, like I have my master's degree in
Mhm.
all of this.
Mhm.
And that cracks me up.
Yep.
So he Niles is just like, I wasn't expecting to hear that. Good God. I still prefer when he said good gravy. That was my
Good
favorite.
God was hilarious.
Good God.
Yeah, he's uh, bless him. He's like,
He said
"Okay,
good
mom and
God,
dad."
good grief, and good gravy. We've gotten those three from Niles.
He says, "Okay, mom and dad, I won't do any butt stuff. Let's go."
I
Yeah.
hear you. Great. And like, so yeah, he's still calling them mom and dad. So they go to the wedding. There are dozens of people at the wedding, and it looks hot
Yeah.
as balls.
Hot. It looks hot.
People are just dripping. Like, I'm surprised no one fainted.
Yeah.
It looks brutal. And so people come in chanting and bringing gifts that are the bride price and part of the knocking ceremony. And so
Mhm.
some are like beautifully wrapped gifts with bows and stuff. And
Mhm.
then some are just pallets of beverages that you get from like Amazon or
Yeah.
Sam's Club, like a giant pallet of Guinness. One of them was Guinness.
Oh, nice.
I
That
thought
and the
there were gonna
schnapps
be
are gonna have a
schnapps.
party.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know the schnapps were there.
Yeah.
So, and I was like, "Don't waste time gift wrapping things for me. Just tell me, just hand it over." I'm
Well,
fine with that.
on 90 Day UK, they had like an entire room at the church that was for all the things she was getting for
Oh,
the bride
yeah.
price. Yeah, it's a whole room.
Yeah, you're right.
Mhm.
And nothing was wrapped?
No, it was just all out there like it
Yeah,
was a
it's just out
Costco, come
there.
and shop. Yeah.
Yeah, I think wrapping is a waste, and that might be something. I don't know why we do that.
Mm.
So
For the
silly.
surprise of
But
it.
so this is like, yeah, I guess surprise. So this is sensory overload. It's very loud. It's incredibly hot for Niles. He needs a personal neck fan. And I also still wish for the millionth time that he had someone with him
I know.
besides his fake ass dad who has lost his hand due to masturbating or whatever, like, which is some horrible rumor that we came up with previously. Um, but
Oh
like
my god.
he needs a friend. Why
I
does he
know.
not have a coworker
Just
or so?
one friend that
Just
could be on
one friend
Zoom. Yeah.
that could center him. Yes,
Yeah.
on Zoom even. Like, are you okay, Niles? Let's do your breathing, whatever.
Yeah.
So, but then it's all fine because gorgeous Matilda walks out and she is a queen carrying a personal fan.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he just lights up. He's like grinning so big. It was so cute. And they say, "Do you accept the gifts, the offering?" And she says, "Yes, please accept that we accept the gifts." And it's very exciting. And she tells us she's fallen even more in love with Niles, and she knows that it won't be an easy road because of his autism and his family doesn't support them, but he's the one she wants. So she's very
Sweet.
happy.
Sweet.
And then they ask Niles, "Is she the one you want to marry?" And he points to her and he says, "Yes, she's the one." Like, it's very cute. And everyone cheers. And he said, "I was sad that my family wasn't here, but hearing her family cheer and support us really made this moment feel so right." And then Mr. Ark is standing there like I thought he was officiating because he is standing like almost like betwixt them and giving Niles instructions. He's like, "I'm here as Niles's daddy," and then he presents the rings, and Niles puts the ring on her, and then everyone's shouting, "Say something!" Like, say
Yeah.
something, and he's very nervous, and they're like, "Louder, we want to hear," and they're just so excited. But I felt really bad for him because
Yeah,
he's
because he's
being
like,
put
"You
on the
can't
spot.
understand what I'm saying anyway," you
Yeah,
know?
exactly.
Yeah.
So he starts doing what he knows, which is like traditional American vows.
Yeah.
And thought he was going to just keep going, but then he kind of veers off into personal vows. He did great. He says, "Matilda, for better or worse, for richer or poorer, I promise I'll always be loyal to you, value you, respect you, love you." Like, he did great. He
Yeah.
did a great job. And, um, and then we see them in their new talking head, and he says, "I told you that the day I met you was the happiest day of my life, but I lied. Today is the happiest day." And I was like, "Niles, don't make jokes about lying
Mm-mm.
because you have a history here."
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's maybe not funny yet. So but they're very cute. And then so Matilda says, I was so happy, but my dress and my corset were so tight. I thought I was going to pass out.
Yeah.
And so then the pastor announces them married. And I thought Mr. Ark was officiating. So when the pastor did that, I was like, oh, there is a pastor. I honestly thought Mr. Ark was officiating and I think he was like, pastor, I'm Niles' daddy. So
I'm the dad. I'm the
I'm the
dad
dad.
here. I'm the only dad here. She doesn't
Yeah.
have one. I'm the only dad here. Yeah.
Or like the pastor would be like, I now pronounce you. And Mr. Ark would be like, I also pronounce you. It's just like trying to get in there.
Yeah.
So they pronounce them married. And then Mr. Ark is like, say something, stand up and say something. And Matilda and Niles had just sat down and she had help in her dress. And you see this look on her face like, do I have to stand up again? Like, I cannot stand up again.
That little fan is just really going for life. I mean,
It
that little
is like,
fan was going to run out of juice.
Don't run out of battery.
Yeah.
And so he stands up and he says, thank you everyone for welcoming me to the family. And everyone is so happy. And so then they leave and she has to lie down like flat, like horizontal just to get into it's like the scene from Friends where they're trying to get that couch in. It's like pivot. Like, just to get her in with the dress. And then, he says, I'm so happy and I don't know what's going to happen in America, but family is what you make it and not necessarily what you're born with. So he's like already done with his parents. It sounds like.
Yeah.
And he's like, and they're in the taxi and he says, I have my wife, my laptop, my video games. I have everything I need.
I really think he said video games before anything else. Did he say video games first? Or
I heard wife first and then he said video games and then he said laptop because he has to have the laptop to play video games.
Right. Well, good. He knows where his happy place is and it's playing Fortnite. I don't know.
I feel the same way about my phone. Like as long as I can have my phone with me and it has battery and like internet and I can watch like Hulu or something on it, I'm happy.
Yeah.
So she goes, you also have your squishies. You can have your squishies anytime.
Now, does squishies mean boobs, butt, or does it mean her?
Well, at one point they used it where she was doing it like on his face.
Yeah.
But then there have been other times where I definitely think it was like a metaphor for sex. Or maybe it's just cuddles.
I don't know.
Maybe it is her boobies.
But do we know that they have abstained this whole time? Because I know they said they were going to. So
I know that's true.
So maybe squishy means in the butt. They can't do it anymore now.
Yeah, exactly. So they go to the hotel and they're making jokes about like getting that dress off of her. And they have husband and wife business to attend to. And Niles doesn't even let the camera people in the room. Usually they let the camera people in the room and then make out for a little and then kick him out. He's like, nope, you're not even coming in.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Good for him. I wonder how long it is till he leaves because he's still there next week. So I wonder if he's there like 5 more days after the wedding or,
Yeah, they did. How long was this trip? 3 weeks?
3 weeks? 10
I don't
days?
know. He doesn't have a job now.
That's right. He could just stay.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Let's move to the creepy creeper of all time. And that is Lauren and Faith. This week I've decided that his nose looks like a penis.
It does. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
It does.
He looks like Beaker a little.
Yeah, he does.
Yes,
he does.
He unfortunately looks like that guy from Angel, who was a great guy and I think passed away. That actor, which I said it once on an episode and someone did a side by side and they agreed with me. So
Dave Boreanaz?
No, my God. And he is still alive.
He's still alive, but I think he looks like a Cro-Magnon man. I never understood the appeal of that guy.
Oh, well, did you watch the shows?
No.
Then you don't get it. But
okay, well, same if I don't get Robert Pattinson.
Well, I don't either because I did not see that movie.
Yeah, so. He has pancake face and terrible teeth.
Does he have terrible teeth?
Yeah, they're like little chiclets, like teeny tiny.
Oh,
he's British.
Yeah.
No offense to the Brits.
Yeah.
I love you, British people. You guys, I don't feel good. I haven't had solid food in 2 days. So anything, I can't
blame her.
I can't be held responsible for anything I'm saying. I've only had Jello and water and coffee. Okay. My husband made me some Jello though. Like instead of like buying it, like he bought the thing and he like made the packet of it.
Oh,
And then
wow.
you have to like, you have to like boiling hot water and then put it.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Lemon lime, good stuff.
That
Okay,
was nice.
that was
That's
nice.
work.
Yeah, yeah. He found the kitchen, figured it out. Um, okay, Lauren and Faith. So she's leaving the hotel. We're back to where that, the knife in the hand situation. So she's
Yeah.
leaving the hotel. She's so upset. It's really heartbreaking. I mean, this is not fake. This girl is really crying.
Yeah.
And in her talking head, she says, once we left the immigration lawyer, his personality changed. And as a trans woman, I live in I live in this fear. And
Mhm.
when he changed like that, I was very scared.
Mhm.
And the talking head, he says to the producer, he says, he's still in the hotel room. He says, this is upsetting. I mean,
Oh my god.
if I would have known that smashing a can on my head or playing with a knife would upset her, I would have done it. But, she perceived my stabbing my hand with a utensil as aggressive or destructive towards her in some way. But really, I was just fidgeting with the utensil. And I'm sad that I upset her. I wouldn't want to upset her, but that's
No,
neat.
he says, "I'm sad that I upset Faith, I guess."
Yeah, he said that seems to
I
be one of my
guess.
skills, upsetting Faith. He's such a victim.
I guess
He's
I'm
such a
sad I
victim.
upset her.
He's such a victim. And the producer says, well, how would you feel if you got on the plane tomorrow and you ever talked to her again? And he goes, huh, I respect that that's what she wants, if that's what she wants, but if that's what she wants, that's what she gets.
This is where I did think maybe he was telling the truth that the whole thing was fake, at least on his end,
Mm-hmm.
because he has been love bombing and fighting for her, like not giving up this whole time. And now that it's the night before his trip back home, he's like, well, whatever. If she wants me to get on that plane and not talk to me, whatever. That's what she wants. That's her choice. I'm not
Or
going
it's
to
like,
fight for it.
or he's just like completely shut down like a defense mechanism because he just
Yeah.
does all this like blaming her, you
But
know?
then that thing that you sent me, outside information,
Mm-hmm.
what happened 2 weeks after he got back to America,
Mm-hmm. Yes.
makes me think he had already resigned himself that this was over, or he never even wanted this.
I just think he found another Asian trans woman that would marry him
Yeah, in 2 weeks, or it
in
was
two
someone he
weeks.
knew already. So,
So-
which we're talking about is that 2 weeks after he got back to America, he married someone.
and they're divorced.
Oh, and they divorced already.
And they're
Yeah.
divorced right away. Yeah.
I think people in the comments were like, I think he thought that being married again meant he wouldn't have to pay child support on his first marriage,
It's
much
or
like he confused Thailand and Taiwan.
Yep. Yep. So, and then he says, I mean, if she wants to run off on her last night, I'm going to let her. I mean, I'm feeling hopeless and distraught about the K1 visa anyway. I'm in no mood to deal with one more fight after our fight last night. Like, I'm kind of in shock. It's hurtful that she was afraid of me. I would never hurt her ever. I was only nice to her every single day, no matter how she acted or what nonsense was going on. I always said, I want you to be happy every single day. So notice here he says, I was nice to her every single day, no matter how she acted
Mm-hmm.
or what nonsense was going on. Any way she acted or the nonsense was because of you.
Yeah, no,
Oh, he's so annoying.
that's
So
exactly right.
in the talking head, she says, since Lauren arrived, he told me he was homeless and that he wants to live with me in the Philippines. He cheated on me and got an STD. He was flirting at a drag club. And then after what happened tonight, I realized I don't deserve any of this.
She
I feel
didn't
like
even say he said he was going to marry my mom.
that's, and then he didn't research how
He
to
got
live.
confused between Thailand and Taiwan.
Yeah. I mean, she says, I feel like he never cared about me and maybe he was just using me to stay in the Philippines. And then she says, I've been alone for many years and I'm sad because I was wasting my time with the wrong person. And she's crying and she says, this is hard because I loved him and my decisions were so wrong to get myself into this. I have regrets. I wish I didn't get into this and I'm ashamed of myself. Why did it go like this? And then she says, the world of trans is hard because we don't know if we'll be taken seriously and we are used for personal gains and we're not really fully loved. And then she's really, really crying. And it is so freaking sad.
Mm-hmm.
There's not any way that this part of it is fake. Maybe,
No,
like you said, maybe his part of it was fake, but
I
her
think
part of
it's
it was
possible
real.
his part. I don't think she was faking it. Yeah.
And she really liked him,
Also,
genuinely.
she followed me back on Instagram and liked one of my comments and then said thank you so much.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, now I've got to
And
go.
I said we love you so much.
We do love her so much.
And I had tagged you in that post because she did this great like post that
I
was
saw that
where
post,
she's
but I
lip
didn't.
syncing. Yeah.
Okay, I got to go back and look. I realized you tagged me in it, but I didn't realize then she liked it or commented or anything.
She I think she liked it and
Mhm.
then she said thank you so much. And then I had like off of one of her stories, I had said
Yeah.
like you deserve the best and she was like, "Oh, thank you."
Oh, Faith, we want the best for you. And I'd like
Yeah.
for her to get to the States.
I think she should be on the single life.
Oh, what a great idea. What a great idea. All right. So now he's on his way to the airport and he's talking to the cab driver like he talks to Faith. Airport? Hmm. And he's on his way to the airport and he says, I texted Faith to see if we could talk one last time. And it's hard to think there's no hope. And he goes, I guess if she doesn't answer, I'll just sit outside the hotel until she answers me. And the production is like, did she answer? Because we're not going to do that.
Yeah.
Um, so he goes to meet her at the hotel. She comes. Did you notice he had a cut on his eyebrow?
He did. And that's people were talking about that on Reddit. I think they thought he got it from that knife
He may have. Yeah.
or the cans. He kept banging the cans on his
Yeah.
face.
So she comes out and she looks beautiful, but she looks annoyed.
Hmm.
And first, when he's talking to her, I think she didn't want to be mic'd. So I think she wasn't mic'd, but then I think they must have talked her into it because I think they're cutting a lot and she was talking. And when she's first talking, you can't hear her.
Gotcha.
So definitely didn't have a mic on. So either they got a boom mic out or she allowed herself to be mic'd. So he says, I just wanted to tell you that I'm sorry. And she goes, what are you sorry for? And he goes, I'm sorry for getting gonorrhea. I'm sorry
I
that I,
cackled. I cackled so loud.
and he
I'm
says,
sorry for getting gonorrhea.
I'm sorry I denied someone and then it looked like I was flirting.
Oh my God.
Again, not an apology.
No.
And I'm sorry the night at the hotel wasn't what you wanted. Not an apology.
No.
And she says, well, I'm sorry too, but last night what you did for me is not acceptable and it scared me. You acted really weird and okay, but it's too late now because it's over.
Hmm.
In the talking head, she says, I realize that this is not the relationship that I want. I deserve love from a man who will treat me right and give me 100% care and trust. Yes, that's what you deserve.
And to feel safe. Yeah.
And to feel safe. And he says, well, I hope you're happy someday with somebody. Of course, not me. Like he's being sarcastic. Like she's going to
Yeah.
be like, no, don't say that.
Right.
And he goes, and she goes, yeah, I'm always happy. He goes, yeah, I know, me too. I just don't want you to think of me as a bad person before I leave. And she says, yeah, I don't want to think about that. So that's why I'm here, to have closure. So thank you for coming here. And he says, thank you for having me. And she
And
goes,
I wish he had, and I think what he's saying is like, also, can you tell all the other lady boys, especially the ones on hormones who have feminine penises,
mm-hmm,
that I'm a good guy and my gonorrhea has cleared up in case
mm-hmm,
I can scrounge up enough money to fly back here one day?
mm-hmm. Don't tell your friends that I'm a bad
Yeah.
guy. And he says, when he says, thank you for having me. She goes, yeah. And then he goes, I'm sorry for everything. And she goes, okay, take care. Bye bye. And she touches him on the
Yes.
arm and walks away.
No hug, nothing.
She just lightly taps him on the arm.
So good.
So in the talking head, she says, I didn't want things to end like this. I'm not mad. I'm just regretful. I feel sorry. I feel sorry for myself. I feel
Hmm.
sorry for the both of us, but that's what happened. And she's crying and it's just heartbreaking.
Yeah.
So,
I bet
and it,
she's glad she didn't sleep with him though. Or maybe
yes,
she did. That no, but we never heard about
we
it.
never heard if she did.
Yeah.
So in the talking head, he goes, it's heartbreaking. The life I saw for myself in the Philippines is gone. And now I got to go back to the US. I got nothing to go back to. You have two children. Yeah.
He's
And
forgotten about those.
he says,
They went camping a few years ago, Mary Payne.
I mean, a few years ago and they weren't into it. So he said, you don't call me, I'll call you.
Uh-huh.
So he says, ultimately, I would be okay to leave my dream, to leave my dream of living in the Philippines, behind. As long as I had faith with me, I'd be happy with her anywhere. No, you wouldn't.
No.
No. And now that you know it's Taiwan that you need to go to, we know that's the next place you're going to.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, but I don't have that. I don't have faith. I don't have my dream. I would have done anything for her. And I made that clear to her every day. But if she doesn't want it, she doesn't want it. And I'm hurt. But what I really want Faith to know is she's a good person.
Like there was any doubt about that.
I want Faith to know she's a good person and I'm the bad
Despite what she
guy.
did to me. Yeah.
What?
What is wrong with him?
There is no. Listen.
He might be a sociopath. Yeah.
And he says, I'm the bad guy. I'm the one that messed up. We're watching the
Yes.
show. We know.
We're aware. Yeah.
So the producer says, do you think you and Faith would ever reconnect one day? And he goes, look, I hope so, but I'm stuck in the United States. So why would I reach out to her?
With my children.
I'm stuck in the United States. And he says, yeah, I can't get back there to see her. So there's no hope. And so there'd be no point in me reaching out. And, no matter what happens, I want her to be happy. And then maybe he has a tiny tear in his eye. He just starts squishing his face up. It's very uncomfortable for me.
I think if he was crying, it was definitely for himself of this dream of the Philippines being a baller. And now he has to be like poor in America.
Yeah. He thought he was going to marry a lady boy.
A nice job.
Yeah.
And do hard work.
Mm-hmm. Now he's a butler, apparently, according to him.
Yeah. I can't with him. The thing that pissed me off the most is he, of all people, who spends so much time with trans women and drag queens, doesn't understand what he did. No. And he keeps saying, like, I don't think I've done anything to make Faith think I'm a dangerous person. It's giving not all men energy. And it's like, sometimes you just being a man is enough to make us think you're dangerous. And that's not anything personal against you. That's because of personal experience and like generations of generational trauma against women since the beginning of time.
Yes. I hear you. I'm with you.
He doesn't get it. And like he, of all people, should know that a trans woman of color is going to feel a type of way. And he like doesn't get it.
And I think even him saying what I was fidgeting with a utensil and she took that, he won't even say I was stabbing myself in the hand with a knife.
Yeah.
He's trying to change the words around. Like, I just want her to know she's a good person.
Yeah.
We know that.
Yeah.
We don't need you to tell us that, you dummy. All right. I hope he is on the tell-all and I hope he gets roasted. Roasted. I don't know.
Who would be the one to roast him? Like at the last tell-all, Sean from Ireland was going off on people.
Yeah. Who would it be?
Vanya.
And probably Brian. Probably Brian will go off on him.
Awareness.
Because he'll be like, you guys thought I was bad. Look at this
get
guy.
a little Lauren over here. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, hey, look over there.
Totally.
All right. Let's finish out with Joe and Magda Manama.
Okay. So I couldn't stop looking at his shoulders and I feel really bad because they're very sloped and pointy.
Kenny and Armando said something about his pointy shoulders.
Did they?
On Pillow Talk. Yes. Because I started watching it, realizing it was the wrong episode.
Yeah.
And it's where Joe and Magda go into the flower shop or whatever to get the gifts for the mom. And they were like, look at him swishing his pointy shoulders. Oh, yeah. I was like, oh my God, you guys, he just has wide shoulders. And
I don't know if it's just that they're wide. They're very sloped. And he doesn't have.
I think they're straight across like a hanger.
No, I think they definitely slope down, Mary Payne, like a mountain. Well. And pointy, and then his arms are like very like I can't even. I feel terrible. Stop, Kimberly. Stop. Close your mouth. I also was wondering, as he kept saying Magna, if they got married, does it count as a legal marriage if you mispronounce their name during the ceremony?
As long as it's right on the paper, baby.
I take you, Magna. So they're driving. Also, she has the fastest metabolism I've ever seen. I'm so jealous. She's always shoving things in her mouth.
Yep.
So she's taught, they're driving. She's like, I can't wait to get in that hot tub. The perfect, night for me is dinner and a hot tub and relaxing. And he says, I'd prefer anal.
Okay. Hmm.
And she says, "Ew, I'm eating. Stop it. No." And then she goes, "Okay, if you want anal, you can try anal. And if you enjoy it, then maybe I'll try it." And he goes, "But you don't have a penis." And then she says, "Remember, the guy has a point G in ass,
Uh-huh.
not a woman. So you're the one that will enjoy it and be happy, not me."
Hmm.
And how are you now remembering this conversation
I
about
am
anal?
point G. Uh-huh. Yeah, point
Okay.
G. I'm remembering that. Yep.
So I don't know where they come to a conclusion about the anal. This is where I got really distracted by this tattoo on his arm because I thought to me, it looked very much like that guy, the bullet hats that we saw on Forbidden Love. It was the American flag bullet hats. Like, because I
Oh,
couldn't get a
bullet. I
close
thought you
look.
meant like shaped like a bullet. Okay.
No,
The
the
one that
one where
had the
it's
bullet going through the flag. Yes. Okay.
exactly.
Yeah.
So I couldn't tell what it was. And then on Reddit, people were analyzed. They were making some very funny jokes. It is like a Thai tattoo, but it's like some very specific. I can't remember how
Okay.
it's
So it was on the
pronounced.
inside of his arm, right?
Yes, and
Yes, I
someone
saw
said
it too.
Angelina Jolie has the same tattoo, I guess,
Hmm.
and it's very meaningful, this tattoo, and then people were being so sarcastic. Like, it means he went to Thailand once and was drunk, and like it's someone said it's his mom's spaghetti marinara recipe, and someone was like it's instructions for how to be a fuck boy, and like people were being so funny on
Oh my
Reddit.
God.
But I think he was like a drunk American, and he thought it was like he has no idea
Yes.
what it means.
No, no idea.
He has no idea how like deeply like sacred this is,
Yeah.
and he's an
Yeah.
idiot.
Yeah. See,
Um,
I thought you were talking about the big tattoo on his back of his shoulder blade. It's like a big cross that looks also like a saber of some sort.
oh no, I
Yeah.
missed that one.
Yeah, I saw that one.
Okay, now I want to. I'm just always worried since Debbie's man that it's going to be like
Yeah.
something racist or something, and
Yeah,
then
you should be. Yeah.
yeah,
Always be on the lookout. Yeah.
I am. So 3 hours later, so it was a long drive. Again, what did they talk about? I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, these two seem to have a real relationship more than Sunny and Vea.
Definitely. They do
Yeah.
seem to like actually talk and have like joke around and stuff, whereas
Yeah.
Sunny and Bea. So they go to this beautiful little mountain in the village. It is so quaint. I want to go there. It's
Cute.
like gorgeous. And there are cows. And Joey's response is, "I can definitely milk that cow."
Mm-hmm.
That's
Okay.
his. Okay,
Hmm.
Joey.
Making
Um,
conversation. Hmm.
And she's hoping before he leaves, he's going to leave back for America soon. He will say, "I love you and I want to have a family with you."
Wow. Okay.
And I was like, Magda, do you even like him? Like, you're so worried that he's going to choose you, but like, why are you choosing him? Like, do you even like him? You seem very annoyed with his dumb jokes
She seems very annoyed with him
all the
overall.
time.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
do you even like him?
Mm.
So, Joey's friend Rob calls, which is the funniest. It's like, "Joey, how's the gabagool? We're Italian.
I was
Marinara,
I was watching this and I was like, oh, Kimberly's gonna have a field day with this guy's accent.
lasagna." He literally says, "How's the gabagool? Joey, yo, Joey.
Yeah.
How's your ma? How's your pa? Rigatoni." Like,
The mozzarella and the prosciutto.
it's
Yeah.
so funny.
Yeah.
It couldn't be more stereotypical. So he tells Rob, "I do have to tell her this one thing that because she's dying to marry me and have kids and move to America. No red flags. It's fine.
Hmm.
But I still have to tell her how I'm friends with Jill, who I used to date." And I had introduced Jill to Magdalena on FaceTime before. So
Hmm.
they've kind of met, and I didn't say it then, and I probably should have said it at that point. So this is when we learn that they have met, and yeah, he didn't tell her. So
He should have never told us. The friends should have never mentioned it on camera.
just
There was
cut it out
no
of the
reason for
show.
anybody to know
And
this.
he should have bribed the editor or something and been like, "Can we just
Yeah.
not air that part?"
Yeah. I don't want to die
So
in my sleep. Yeah.
yeah, Rob is like, "Don't be stupid, Joey," which is great advice and also impossible for Joey. So he is like, Rob says, yeah, you should have told her sooner, but just like tell her. You need to tell her.
Yeah.
So he's worried that Magdalena will not want him to be friends with Jill anymore. And he can't cut Jill out of his life. He views her like a sister. They've known each other for 15 years and they've been through a lot together. So they go in the jacuzzi, but it's too cold because you have to light it with a real fire. And she's pouting. She does a good pout face. She has that like 23-year-old pout face.
She was pouting a lot this episode. It was like, oh, it's cold.
Yeah.
But her lighting, okay, explain to me heating the hot tub with a real fire.
Yeah, you put like logs underneath the hot tub. And
Okay,
then,
so it heats the water that way.
yeah, but very slowly.
But then it uses electricity to run the bubbles?
Great point. Yeah.
Or is
I
it
would
like a little
assume so.
hamster's in there just running for its life to make
Yeah.
those bubbles go? I couldn't
Yeah,
make
that's
heads or
interesting.
tail of it. Yeah.
Yeah, that just I didn't it's a good point.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
also they have a new hero shot at this point where he's grabbing her ass. So
Well, lucky man. It's
yeah.
quite an ass.
And
Yeah.
that is to let us know that they had sex last night. New
Oh,
hero shot
okay.
because they've had sex.
Yep.
So the next morning they're Frenching in bed. There's tongue. It's gross. And they say they had sex last night and she gave it up. And she says she's not disappointed and he was very gentle, which I
He's a
feel like
gentle
is
lover.
yeah, I don't feel like that's what a guy wants you to say about them, like especially Joey. Like
No.
because
He
now
wants
his
to be
friends are probably going to be like, "Oh, gentle lover," like and they're going to make fun. Joey, the gentle lover.
like, yo, I was just warming her up, man. I'm gonna hit her with the hard stuff later. Come on now. You can't give her everything all at once, man. Come on.
And then he goes, "Yeah, we did great because we have endurance because we're both athletes." Which is hilarious. I do love that he makes fun of himself for not being athletic.
Yeah.
That's charming.
Yeah.
So she asks, if you were disappointed in the sex, what would happen? And he says, I would still love you no matter what. Sir, that's the exact opposite of what you've been saying all season, that you needed to test out the intimacy before you got married.
Yes.
And that's why you've been pushing for sex so much. So she's like, I changed my rule for you. I was supposed to wait. Now you cannot leave me.
It's a little threatening.
It's a little bunny boiling. So his conscience is weighing on him because he is conscience is weighing on him. And because he was going to tell her about Jill in the hot tub, but then things got hot and heavy. So he didn't. And then they had sex. And I think he realizes what a bad look this is. And like I said last week about s7e, if you have a secret that will change everything, that will make them not want to have sex with you, and you keep the secret so that you can have sex with them, that's real gross.
Well, like I said last week, I hope that he tells her before. I hope they don't have sex and then he tells her. And then that's what he did.
That's what
Come
he did.
on.
At least he has the good sense to act like he feels guilty about it.
Yeah,
and s7e didn't. And that's partially why he didn't feel guilty about that at all. So they go to the village and he is going to confess. And they're
more food. Food.
Yeah.
More food.
What about food?
They eat more food. These people have eaten their way through Poland.
Bravo. Good for them.
It all looks so good.
Yeah. I still am back at that pretzel making class because I love a soft pretzel.
Do you?
So I love a soft pretzel. I have them in my freezer right now.
Really? Only like if it's like super salty with some really good like honey mustard or something.
Oh, no. I say regular mustard or nacho cheese.
Cheese is good too. All right.
So they go to the village and they're having a nice day. And he's like, hey, remember meeting my friend Jill on FaceTime? We actually dated for a short time. I stayed friends with her after. I feel so badly for not telling you.
7 years ago.
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
Yeah.
She says, why didn't you tell me? And he says, well, I didn't think it was important, which is a lie. That's like a Niles lie. Like you're totally rewriting history.
Yeah.
You have been worried about telling her this the entire trip. So you knew it was a big deal.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
So he's like, I didn't think it was important. And she says, you knew it would be a big deal to me. And I asked you before you came if you had a past with any of your friends, and you said no.
It's a
So
very
you
specific question that he lied about.
exactly.
Yeah.
And so she said, also, you told me that now I know everything. Now there are going to be no more secrets revealed. And I
Mhm.
told you, you do one more thing like this and we're done.
Yeah. She's
She
scary.
she's scary, but also she couldn't have been more clear.
Yeah, that's right. She's drawn her boundaries. Yep.
Yeah. And if you lie to me one more time, we're done.
Yep.
Now is the time. Are you sure there's nothing else I don't know? She
Mhm.
gave him many opportunities.
Yep.
So she says, I didn't mean to like hide it from you.
Hmm. It
But
just happened. It was an accident.
how did it happen? Did your
Yeah.
body do it like against its will or something?
Mhm.
So, and he has this smirk on his face that I think is a defense mechanism that he gets when he's in trouble, like when his mom is yelling at him, probably.
Yep. I think
So,
he's very used to getting away with things because he's cute.
yeah.
Mhm.
So he says, or she says, it's not enough to say sorry because now I feel like there's more secrets and I can
Mhm.
never trust you. And she says, also, and then she tells us, my ex lied and he cheated, and my friend saw him at the club with his ex-girlfriend, and then his phone mysteriously died.
Mhm.
So it wasn't just that her ex cheated, he cheated with his ex-girlfriend. So
Yeah.
this is like double her betrayal issues that she
Yeah.
has, her trust issues.
But I don't know,
Um,
was Jill a girlfriend or did they just like casually date and hook up for a little bit and then we're like, "Oh, this is dumb. We're better off as friends," or what?
it
You
sounds
know?
kind of like that.
Yeah.
Um,
It wasn't like a serious relationship.
yeah, but it's
Yeah.
more about the lying for her.
Yes, and it should be because she gave him chances to tell the truth and he
Yeah.
didn't. Yeah.
I did think when she goes, and then his phone died. And I thought she was going to be like, and then he died.
And nobody's seen him since. That's weird.
And Hades bit his penis
Yeah.
and buried it in the backyard.
Yeah. Nobody's seen him since, but it's fine. Don't ask questions.
Don't ask
Yeah.
questions. He moved to Australia.
Mhm.
So he says, I really thought you and Jill could be friends. She's like, he goes, I care about both of you. And she says, no, you don't. You don't care for me. You care about her. Prove that you care about me. Prove that you care about me. Choose her or me. And she's like glaring at him. And he's like, so there's like no world in which you could be friends with Jill? And she's like, did you not hear me, asshole? I just told you I don't even want you to be friends with her.
Right, right,
And you're
right.
still pushing this narrative where I'm friends with Jill. I
Mhm.
just told you you can't be friends with her anymore. He's like, she says, I don't even want you to speak to her ever again.
Mhm.
So like if in I this is so messed up. If he goes, she's part of the friend group. Like he has
Yeah.
this very tight group of childhood friends. If he goes to hang out with them and Jill's there, like does he have to leave? Can he
Right.
even say goodbye? Does he have to
It's
call
just
Magda
like
and confess after?
it's
Like,
just like when Ross was with the British girl
yes,
and Rachel wasn't allowed to be around them.
yes,
Yes, same thing.
yes. In that case, the British girl was very justified because
Absolutely.
he was madly still in love with Rachel.
Yes.
Um, this is just all kinds of messed up. So yeah, she's like, you have to choose me or her. And he says, well, I've been friends with Jill for 15 years. And it's we're not even like friend, like there's no sexual chemistry. Like it was just a long time ago. It's not. And she says, it's not about that. It's about the lying. And I can't live my whole life married to a man like this who will lie. I can't go to the US with a liar. Like I cannot trust you.
Yeah.
And then as they're walking, you can see it dawn on her that he waited to tell her until after they had sex.
Mhm.
And
The
like
camera's behind them. Yeah.
the camera's behind them and you can see her be like, you didn't tell me and we had sex last night. Like I opened myself to you to have sex and now you're telling me after. And he's like, I know, horrible timing. She's still trying to be all charming, like, and oh, it was terrible timing.
Oh god.
So he keeps saying sorry, and she's like, "These are the exact same things you said after you cheated. Like, I didn't mean to hurt you, and I didn't mean to keep
But
things
she
from
didn't
you."
really cheat. Okay.
Technically, we still don't think it was cheating, but it was still the same excuses. The words
Yeah.
mean nothing at this point, like
Right.
after the fact. And he says, "I just thought like if you became friends with Jill, then I could tell you and it wouldn't be so bad because like you were friends with Jill." How is that? That's going to be worse, I
It's going to
think.
be worse because now you're looking at your one friend in the United States that also
Exactly.
banged your fiance. Right. Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
And like you would feel like Jill hid something from you too. And
Mm-hmm.
like, yeah, it's all messed up. So she says, "I don't know how," this is where she loses it. So they're in the car and she goes, "I don't know how you think I be friends with her. I will take her eyes and yours too." And then she squeezes her hands together and she goes, "And eat them." And he
And
has like no
he
reaction.
just slumps into
He's
his seat
just
like,
like,
oh boy.
"Oh God." Yeah, Magna again, and threatening to eat my eyes. Just another Tuesday in Poland. Like he's not even scared, and we were all scared because the music gets all scary. Like she has crazy red flag boiler bunny energy,
Yes,
but
she
it,
does.
she 100% does. But it is also a bit like Taylor Swift said, like no one likes a mad woman. You made her that way,
Yeah.
and like I think a lot of men's betrayals over the years have messed her up, including her
Yeah.
dad.
Yeah. Well, like
Um,
Ronnie said, my Meemaw said, no woman made herself crazy.
there you
Yeah.
go.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I
Oh,
think both
God.
things can be true.
Right. I think both things can be true. That's right.
And they leave us with the vision of her like eating eyeballs out of soup or something. Like,
She storms up the stairs and leaves him outside. And she storms
oh
upstairs
yeah.
and she's like, come on, Hades,
Yeah, she does.
let's go. We got to get
She's
our
gonna go
hatch our
cuddle with that
plan.
dog. She just
Hatch a
needs to
plan.
maybe lay off men and just have the dog.
So her and Hades go upstairs and they're like, okay, here's what we're going to do. The minute he falls asleep,
I bite his penis.
you bite his penis. I'll drag it outside and throw it into the hot tub and then we'll leave. Okay. That's our plan. Let's go.
Then we
Oh my
bury
God.
him in the backyard. Americans probably disappear on overseas trips all the time. No one's gonna come look for him. It's
Nobody's going to
fine.
look for him. Yeah. Yeah. What do you think this fire pit is for? And there is a construction site next door. A perfect place to
Totally.
bury a body. Okay, so next time on, we see this is the last episode is next week, by the way, guys. And then we have a 3-part tell all, but next week is the last one. We see Niles and Matilda dancing in very cute matching outfits.
Mm,
His shirt matched her skirt. It was very
I
cute.
hope that like they are one of those married couples that always dresses alike. Like I
That's
read
cute.
about one in People magazine that for
Oh,
like 50 years dressed alike every day.
okay, well, that's dedication.
Yeah,
It's like Montana Mills and Justine. Um,
totally.
and so she asked him, they're sitting down after they're dancing, and she asked him, why did your boss fire you? And he goes, in Alabama, they can fire you for no reason.
What?
And then
Is that like an Alabama rule?
I think it must be
Never
just in
heard that
Alabama.
before.
And she says, I'm worried because you've lied before. And so now I worry that you're hiding something. And he's
Yeah.
like, side to side, pushes his glasses up his nose.
But I think he didn't get a reason. That's what he told us, that he didn't get a reason.
Well, they have to give you a reason if they let you go.
He said they sent an email that said it wasn't working out or something like very
Right. Well,
vague.
there's going to be more to this story. There's a reason that Matilda is asking him.
Yeah.
Production told her to.
Mm.
Vanya tells her cousin, Sanala, that Yosko broke up with her over text. And she's like, can you believe this shit? So Joe tries to talk to Magdalena and hopes she will give it one more chance and says he's very sorry from hiding this thing from her and he doesn't want to lose her. And then she's just staring at him with a death stare. And she says, he can say whatever he wants, but I will never forget.
She won't forget either.
She won't forget either. You have to make a decision now, Joe. Is it worth it?
Yeah.
Sonny and Vea meet with Sonny's dad, and the talking head, the dad says, I feel cross when I see her because she left the restaurant that day. And I think this girl is not so good. And Sonny says to his dad, okay, there's something I did. We got engaged. And dad says, you guys are going to get married? No, I don't think so. Unacceptable. And Vea says, So he has to choose between me and you? And Dad said,
Yes,
yes, of course,
Bea,
he
that is
does.
what Sunny has been telling you.
Yes, that's what's happening here. And Dad says, yes, of course. So Vea trying to woo him over is not doing a great job.
No.
Tiger Lily tells Cruz and Shay that Adnan has given power of attorney to his brother, but
This
this
what?
is, I need more information.
Like, is he
She,
going into surgery or something?
maybe,
Like, why does he have to give power of attorney?
I don't know.
Like in
And
a
she's,
will?
maybe. And she says, but she doesn't want his brother to have access to her assets. And then she says, Adnan has been making decisions that put her in financial danger, and that's scary.
Mm,
And I don't know what this means, but we're going to have to find out. And then she says to Adnan on video, I need a post marital agreement.
mm.
And he says, if I get anything from your attorney, I will not go to the visa appointment. I will not continue with a wife that doesn't trust her husband. She's crying. So hopefully she ditches him.
She should have done all of this before the wedding. I still am not over. That was the stupidest decision I've ever seen.
She met him and 30 minutes later married him in a black cat suit.
And they had discussed nothing except she analyzed his handwriting on video call.
Yeah, right. It seems like you're a good guy, baby. Okay, baby.
So
See you in a
then,
week with my 4
oh my God.
suitcases for 3 days, baby. So that is it, Kimberly. Now, I wrote you earlier this week and asked you, or the last day or two, what is
No,
time at
it
this
was
point?
this morning when I was sleeping.
Nope. Oh, maybe. Yes, because I was watching right after Hoda and Jenna or whatever. It was like a Dateline came on just regular TV in the middle of the day on a Monday. And I go, ooh, maybe this is the one from Friday. But I didn't want to watch it if it's not.
I don't know what they aired on Friday because we have the week off, but I
Ah,
am sure it was a repeat.
okay, great. Well, then I didn't need to watch that. But I did record it just in case.
Okay, good. What was it
Just,
about?
I don't know. It felt like I already knew the story. It was
Oh,
Andrea. It was Andrea's story.
I'm
That's
sure
all I
you.
got. That's
They're
all I
not
got.
airing like a new one during the day.
Well, I know, but I was like, maybe that's the one they aired on Friday and then they repeated on Monday in the middle of the day, which
Mm,
was really weird.
yeah, that is weird. That's
Really.
just weird holiday scheduling. They're like,
Yeah.
what do we have? Just put on Dateline. It's fine.
I'm sure no small children are watching TV in the middle of the day
Yeah,
that could
it's
be
fine.
traumatized by this. I'm sure
Yeah.
it's fine.
Hmm.
I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure they're all watching Blue's Clues. All right. So you guys have the week off. So no episode for you guys the week of January 1st.
Right. But we did just air an episode with Mink, an interview with Mink.
I listened.
Yeah.
And then you know what I did? I went and listened to his whole podcast, the whole thing.
Oh, yay.
Yeah. Secrets in Silver Lake, Mirage in the Desert, whatever it was called.
Wolf Pack, Deadly Mirage. Yeah.
Deadly Mirage. I listened to the whole thing.
Amazing. Good
Yeah.
for you.
I was influenced by your episode.
That's what I like to hear.
That's right. That's right.
Next, you're going to be buying up all of our sponsored deals.
Sometimes I do that too. Sometimes
I use my Hello Lash.
Are you using it? How do you feel?
I love it. I really think it works.
It does work.
Yeah. No
Put
joke.
on,
I really do think
put
it
on
works.
your eyebrows too. Yeah. I'm telling you guys.
Like, she's not lying to you.
I'm not lying. Hello Lash. Use code pinkshade20 at checkout. I think that's the code right now. Pinkshade20. HelloSkincare.com. Okay, not an ad. Everybody, you know where to find Kimberly and Katie. They have a funny Instagram. It's called Dateline. They also have an amazing podcast called A Date with Dateline, wherever you get your podcast. They also have an amazing Patreon that I'm a subscriber to, and I get my episodes early and ad-free. Hey, you know what? You could get this episode early, not early, but you could get it ad-free over on our Pink Shade Prime as well.
Mm-hmm. And I am a member of your Prime as well.
I know you're the one that encouraged me to join all my friends' Primes.
I like to do it, and I feel like it evens out too. It's like,
yeah, I mean, it's fine. But
we
yeah, I like
subscribe to each other, but it's nice.
I do. I like to do that. Well, I like sometimes the bonus content too. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
That's where I hear when Katie's talking shit about me. That's where I hear it. It's over there on Patreon. That's an old story. We won't rehash it. Everybody follow Kimberly and Katie and follow me at Pink Shade Pod on Instagram. I'm putting out some funny reels because I'm sitting in the bed doing nothing else. So I got
I
nothing
liked
else
the
to
one
do.
about us talking about hero shots. That was funny.
Yeah, I didn't do that one, but I did come up with the idea for it.
Very good.
Okay, bye. I'll talk to you next week.
Don't walk and sip your Stanley Cup at the same time.
Words to live by. content not read by me, Mary Payne, don't necessarily reflect the views of Pink Shade. If you'd like to listen to ad-free, you're going to go on over to Supercast or Patreon, and you can find the links to Pink Shade Prime at pinkshadepodcast.com.